Hey guys, my name is Arun and welcome to my YouTube channel, Beat the PTE. In today's class, we'll be discussing about two different topics in the PTE academic exam, that is read aloud and essays. So make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel and click on the bell notification icon so that you'll get updated as soon as we upload videos. So coming to the good stuff, guys. So in today's class, we'll be discussing about read aloud. Generally, this is one of the most easiest exam question that you can get on your PTE speaking section. So this plays a vital role on your PTE academic exam in order for you to get a good 79 plus score on your exam. So generally, read aloud is the first type of question that you'll get on your PTE exam, and you will generally come across 6 to 7 of these question types on your test day. So your screen will look something like this. Here you'll generally be given around 35 to 40 seconds for you to go through this text over here, and when the microphone opens up, and you'll be required to speak into the microphone by repeating the exact sentence that is mentioned in the text as much as possible. Yep. So read aloud. What are these sort of questions, right? So here you'll be reading out a sentence or a group of sentences that are given to you in a particular duration of time. Yep. So here the skills that are going to be tested are your speaking skills and your reading skills. As a result, these questions that are 6 to 7 questions contribute to your speaking and as well as your reading section as well. Okay. So how does speaking contribute to this reading? So if you haven't looked at our previous video where we discuss about the important topics in the PTE academic exam and how each and every single section in the PTE exam contributes to each and any other sections of the exam, do have a look at the previous video, which we do a detailed and a thorough analysis of the score breakdown in the PTE exam. So what are the tips for you to nail these sort of questions on the PTE academic exam? So what I always tell my students, when you get that 35 or 40 seconds for you to go over the text, utilize it properly. In the sense, try to go through the text in your head or try to repeat it in a soft tone and try to point out the words that might give you some difficulty while going through that, so that you know ahead of time that these are the words and you can pronounce it in your head by repeating the sentence again and again on your head, so that when the microphone opens up, you won't commit any mistakes and you'll be able to nail this question. And the second tip, remember guys, I've told you in the first video of our PTE classes that speaking section is mostly dependent upon oral fluency and pronunciation. So as I mentioned to you guys, oral fluency is the number of words that you speak in a particular given amount of time. Generally, you'll be given around 35 to 40 seconds to repeat this sentence or the group of sentences into the microphone. What I advise you is that try to finish off this repeating the sentence within around half to 3/4 of the status bar. So you need to maintain your oral fluency in such a way that you are able to repeat the entire sentences into the microphone within half or 3/4 status of the status bar. So before these blue bars come to around 3/4 or half of this, you should be able to finish this sentence. That's what I literally mean by this. And do not allow the computer to cut off your microphone. You need to click on the next button before the computer goes to the next question. So let's just try out some questions, guys. We do have 3 questions today for you, where we will be tackling real repeated questions that are being asked in the PTE academic exam. So I'll be giving you 35 seconds for you to go through the sentence and go through the difficult words, and you'll be given another 35 seconds in order to reproduce the sentence into the microphone. Yep. And let's have a look at the first question, guys. 35 seconds on the clock. I'll count you down. when the microphone is going to go into recording status. All right, let's tackle it. All right, 35 seconds start. So here, what I will do in my 35 seconds is I will try to go through the entire sentence as a whole. So at the beginning of each fiscal year, funds are allocated to each state account in accordance, this is sort of a typical word, we need to focus on that, accordance with the university's financial plan. Funds are allocated to each account by object of expenditure. Account managers are responsible for ensuring that adequate funds are available in the appropriate object before initiating transactions. Yep. So 35 seconds is up, guys, and let's start it off. At the beginning of each fiscal year, funds are allocated to each state account in accordance with the university's financial plan. Funds are allocated to each account by object of expenditure. Account managers are responsible for ensuring that adequate funds are available in the appropriate object before initiating transactions to use the funds. So we still have 9 or 8 seconds left, so we were able to finish it off in time, guys. Yep. So generally, you should have gotten a general idea. So in that 35 or 45 seconds, scan the sentence or the group of sentences and locate the typical words that you might be having problems. Reproduce those words as much as you can in your head so that once the microphone opens, you should be able to reproduce them and not alter your oral fluency. Guys, I cannot stress this enough. All right. So remember, pronunciation, a large amount of your pronunciation score comes from read aloud questions. Yep. So a good way for you to practice your pronunciation is to open Google search and click on the microphone, which is like right next to the Google search, right? And speak as much as these words as you can or these sentences. If the Google search can identify 80 to 90% of these words, your pronunciation score is going to be really good. So that's the only metric that I advise you to do if you think that you might be suffering on your pronunciation score. Yep. And coming to the oral fluency, I've told you guys, you need to speak fast in that particular amount of time so that you can cover more amount of words in that given duration. All right, guys. Let's have a look at the second question. This is also a frequently repeated asked question, and I'm putting the stopwatch for 35 seconds. All right. Okay. So let's have a look at this. So Kimbo, this is a new word. Go through that. Okay. Order-looking words in the language and puzzles. Okay. On an early test, virtually a fossil word. Recently, invariably. Okay. In the arms akimbo, a posture in which a person stands with hands on hips and elbows sharply bent outward signaling fidelity and contempt. Okay, I went through all the words, guys. So the countdown is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. The microphone is open, so try to repeat the sentence as much as you can. And this is how I would repeat the sentence. So akimbo, this must be one of the odder-looking words in the language and puzzles us in part because it does not seem to have any relatives. What's more, it is now virtually a fossil word until recently, almost invariably found in arms akimbo, a posture in which a person stands with hands on hips and elbows sharply bent outward, one signaling impatience, hostility, or contempt. So I still have 10 seconds. If I was in this exam, I would have clicked next and gone to the next question. All right. So at any case, guys, sometimes you do fumble around the words. So if you fumble around the word, just ignore it. You do not want to compromise on your oral fluency. Just go ahead without repeating the sentence again. All right. So I do see some students who come back to me and ask me saying that, what if I mess up a word? Should I start it off from again? Absolutely not. If you start over again, you won't be able to finish off the entire sentence within the given duration. So just say that if I did a mistake in the found in the arms of akimbo, I would say adimbo. I wouldn't acknowledge that. I would just go ahead with the sentence by saying invariably found in the arms akimbo, a posture in which a person stands up. So you get the feeling, you get what I'm saying, right? So do not correct yourselves. And if you do a mistake, ignore it and go ahead, because you do not want to compromise on your oral fluency just because of one word. All right? Yep. And let's have a look at the third question, guys. This is one of the recently asked question. It was asked just recently for one of my students in the last week ago. Yep. And 35 seconds on the clock, and this is the question for you guys. All right, so for the purposes of argument, culture is divided into material, non-material. The speaker's aim. Okay, material developments. All right, big word. Technology can non-material culture, our customs and beliefs, and the other way around. Genetics is used as an example. Changed, but our beliefs have affected its rate of development. A development is sort of like a big word which we need to remember. Okay, genetics. All right, so stop clock. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, guys, the microphone is gonna open. Try to reproduce this question. Reproduce by speaking this sentence, group of sentences into the microphone as much as you can and as fast as you can. All right, let's go. So for the purposes of argument, culture is divided into material and non-material, and the speaker's aim is to show how they both affect each other. Material developments in tools and technology can affect non-material culture, our customs and beliefs, and the other way around. Genetics is used as an example as it has changed the way we think about life, but also our beliefs have affected its rate of development. So we still have 10 seconds left, guys. I would have clicked on next and went into the next question. So try to practice these questions multiple amount of times. So for students who are premium members of Beat the PTE, we have provided a question bank for all the students with all the most recent repeated questions, and a question bank which has a collection of all the questions from the PTE academic exam and from other sources of the internet, which can give you a really good practice session for these sort of questions, guys. All right, and that's it for today's trial class. So all the premium PTE students, I'll be sending out an email to you for the PTE premium class lectures, where we will be continuing it within around after 15 minutes of break, guys. So for all the new visitors who are having a look at this online class today, we do offer 3 different packages. That is $30, $50, and $120. All right, here the $30 package is you will be given access to our online live classes for 2 weeks of duration, along with our question bank material. Here for the $50 package, you'll be given access for 4 weeks, and our flagship program, which is for $120. Here you are given access to all the material along with the premium online classes that we conduct for 12 weeks, guys. So if you have any other questions, please do visit my website. We cover almost all the question types, all the questions and the frequently asked questions from our students, and especially we do give out a sample question bank so that you know what you can expect from our material, guys. And thank you for your time and have a nice day.